let's start with this, though. Okay, Ben Simmons is not going to play in Game 4. Now, here's the way it works in society, right? There's two different parts of who we like and who we don't like. One is perception-based. We just, based on our perception, we like and who we don't like. And two, it's based upon what kind of equity you have. And you can say that sometimes those two are related, but it's not always related. I'll give you this as an example. Ben Simmons is not going to play in Game 4. This is Reggie Miller talking about Ben Simmons. Oh, he questioned his fire. Okay? But here's the crazy part about it. And there are lots of people who have questioned Ben Simmons not playing. How can you not be playing? How can you not be ready? And I think all that is fair, especially considering the Brooklyn Nets made us believe that, barring a setback, he would play in Game 4. They lose Game 3. They're down 3-0. Their team appears to be a dumpster fire. And then shortly after, the next day, he wakes up, back hurts. They shut him down for another game, may play in Game 5. Now, Reggie was also calling the Pelicans-Suns game, and Zion Williamson had a 360 dunk in warm-ups, and he kind of said, like, hey, man, you can't give me 15 minutes? That's what he said. So here's the problem there, right? We all like Zion Williamson. Everybody wants to see Zion Williamson play. Don't we? And maybe it's because, I don't know maybe it's because Ben Simmons didn't shoot last year in the playoffs. Maybe it's because of what he was wearing, I guess. I don't know. But have you noticed that I haven't seen these tweets about Zion Williamson? Reggie Miller tweets, come on, man, out for Game 4 when it was rumored you were going to make your debut. This dude has zero competitive fire. As small a chance as the Nets have to come back in the series, you still have KD and Kyrie. All you need is to win one game and take it from there. Listen, that's fine. That's fair. Where is the competitive fire thing? Where is that about Zion? Right? Where's it about Zion? Look, it's absolutely fair to say that Ben Simmons has no equity within the landscape of fandom. Okay? He just doesn't. And, look, he wasn't a guy that's beloved by his home country of Australia. He didn't play for him this past offseason. I told you that was a mistake. He didn't have the competitive fire at LSU. I would agree. If you want to use that as the, hey, man, he wasn't about winning at LSU. Okay. I don't know if he was about winning with the 76ers, but he did not do the work to improve his jump shot. The part to me that everyone is missing, I'm willing to believe his back legit hurts. And if your back hurts, there's not a lot you can do. And the idea of he's not going to play a game and then he's going to hop into Game 4 of the Eastern Conference playoffs and perform well, like, that's almost an impossible ask. He hasn't played a G League game. He hasn't played a real basketball game since they lost in the playoffs last year. The idea that he would have been good, it would have helped them been competitive, it's a reach no matter how good he ultimately is when he's healthy. But if you're going to be critical of Ben Simmons, and you can, the place to be critical of him is, what the hell was he doing in the offseason? He didn't want to play for Australia. Okay? He clearly didn't go and work on his game and his jump shot. Then he sat there and refused to play for the Philadelphia 76ers, while all the while after he got, traded, he's suing to get the money that he is owed based upon his contract, but he wasn't playing for them, so that one's going to be interesting. I struggle for people calling out athletes as faking injuries or overplaying injuries, or they're not being hurt enough for their taste, right? Because we do it for some people, we don't do it for others. Like, all right, if you can't go, you can't go. You can't go, you can't go. Got it. And especially considering you hadn't gone all year. It's not like you were playing and then the game gets big and you're like, ooh, I got a tweak in my back. I can't play. This is, he hadn't played in a game in a year. The idea that he was going to be good or be able to be competitive, and he's got some lingering back issue. These are all reasonable things to go, if you're not feeling it, you're really going to help us out. But if you want to be critical of Ben Simmons, it's all of the other stuff. It's the you force a trade, they trade you, you're not ready to go. Why weren't you ready to go right then? The idea that a back injury was possibly caused by not being in shape and working too quickly, too hard, or tweaking it in your preparation to play for the Nets, that to me is more defining of a guy who didn't put in the work, right? That's the story. Ben Simmons is as talented a player as I've ever seen in the college game. The game was easy to him, but it just didn't work. I would watch him shoot, and he didn't work. That's a fair critique. I do not believe it's a fair critique to go, hey, guy's not playing because of competitive fire. Guy's not playing essentially because he's faking it. He's pouting. I have no doubt that it's exhausting, and that was reported earlier today, right? That the Nets are exhausted by what's going on with Ben Simmons. Of course. This is what happens when you have your own private doctors and the team doctors, and they don't agree. But the same thing is happening with Zion Williamson. And, of course, Zion Williamson, he's been hurt every season he's had, essentially has had a major injury or some sort of minor that blew up injury in it. But we like Zion. We don't like Ben Simmons. And we've made up our mind as such.